Just silence. All right. Cool.
We've been working hard.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes to all of it.
Rain World NFTs. Yep, the NFT project's coming out soon. Actually, so I had this idea that I really wanted to do. That I really wanted to do as like an April Fool's joke. I'm not going to do it, obviously, because I'm telling you, and it's like 3 days before April Fool's.
Bro.
What I was going to do is I was going to take, the classic, our classic April Fool's joke with the slug cat with the machine gun, and I was going to do an NFT release where it was just like one frame of the GIF. And, and this was going to be like the last time, like, today only you can buy a piece of history. But now we have too much actually going on, so I can't like anger the entire internet as I intended to.
That's true. Somebody will believe you.
Oh, I could have sold them for 1 pearl. That's a great idea. Can we have the normal joke? Yeah, we should do the normal joke. I only have that one, so that's it. Gay, homosexual, gay. It's good that we have brain geniuses in the chat as well. Attracting the nice crowd. All right, so what do you think? Should we dawdle around, or should we get to business?
I like dawdling.
You like dawdling? All right, cool. So
gay, homosexual, gay.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This one's going VOD, and we're like sending this out to media and stuff afterwards. So.
Oh shit!
Wonderful. I forgot about that until now. Okay, start the official stream now. Hello and welcome to Rain World Dev Chat 328.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. So have you guys? I've really been enjoying
Hit the bell.
Ding ding.
I've really been enjoying the Rain World anniversary art. I feel like you guys, anytime there's an excuse to like do some Rain World art, like the fandom is ready and ready to go.
Oh, man.
It's sick. Amazing. It's sick. I love it so much. And I appreciate it. Like I mean, we're pretty lucky. We're pretty spoiled in that regard to have such talented and attractive and strong fans.
Mm-hmm.
Are you coming on to the family?
The chat is fans.
They are fans that have like their hair is just wonderful and they're looking really good today. Everybody likes them.
Beautiful eyes.
There's a whole bunch of snacks in chat.
Yep. Snack chat. All right. So do we have the guests in the chat? Do we have the business people in the chat? I don't know. I'm trying to make sure. I guess I could look in some other screen and see that. Guests. Ooh, Drain World. Yes, we did get the anniversary love letters. I was thinking of reading some of them, but that's kind of too wild. Like it's personal. That's wild.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you guys, Juar, did you get a chance to read any of them?
Oh, I see the document here. Yeah, I saw like a couple of them. They are very heartfelt.
They're very heartfelt.
Print them out. I'm gonna print them out and put them on my wall or something.
Oh yeah.
Just to, like every time I feel down, look at this.
Oh, yeah, it's true. No, and these guys do this like pretty much every year. Sometimes I won't. Well, no, I don't want to say that, but it's hard to read sometimes because like it means a lot to people, and it's weird to be just a person sitting there reading these things. It's like, wow.
It's personal.
It's personal.
But we appreciate everybody.
We just made a game.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
We're not gods, guys.
No.
We're just humans like everybody. No. Everybody.
Okay. That's such a pompous thing to say.
James is actually a god.
No.
Contrary to popular belief.
All right, so we're stalling. We've stalled plenty. I think we've stalled enough.
Okay.
Do we have a Riv in the chat?
Riv is here.
We've got a Riv in the chat. Do we have a Buddy in the chat? Is a Buddy in the chat? Let's see.
You have lots of buddies in the chat.
That's true. They're all our buddies. Ooh, we've got a maybe. All right. All right, we've got them. Do we have Sanchi in the chat? Is Sanchi in the chat?
It's just a roll call.
Yep. I could tab out and like look at things, but I'm scared that that'll break everything. Because I say that because everything broke just like 20 minutes ago. All right, cool. All right, yeah, I think we got enough
Sanchi's
people.
here. Yeah.
Sanchi's here. Okay, so what do you guys think about seeing some new stuff?
Are you asking us or the chat?
I'm asking the chat.
Yeah.
If one person says no, I'm not playing it.
Really?
No, that's not true. No, because seriously, we've got some really cool things to announce. We've got some cool people to introduce, and I really can't wait for you guys to see this. And I hope the audio plays because I'm only about 50% sure of that. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
All right. You guys ready?
Cross fingers, yeah.
Is everybody ready?
Here goes nothing.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Stella, are you ready?
I'm ready as
ready.
ever.
Lydia, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's get this going.
And there it is. So Downpour, we are today announcing the first Rain World expansion DLC. The video is going to be going up right onto YouTube after the stream, and you should be able to wishlist it on Steam right now. And someone will throw the link in there below. So what'd you guys think? That was your guys' first time seeing each other, right?
Yeah, looks good.
It looks sick, right? Lydia and I did some
We
new
have fun
tracks.
making the music.
Yes.
Pretty
I
exciting.
didn't hear the music, but I saw all of the crazy stuff.
Oh, is that right?
You
Uh-oh.
hear the music.
Even more difficult than Rain World.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So, all right, we're gonna say bon voyage to these fun devs, and we're gonna sift them into the chat, the text chat, and I'm gonna switch over to some guests real quick. Let's see if I can do this without breaking the stream.
Hello, friends.
Guys, I love y'all.
Love you.
It's awesome having these opportunities to come hang out on chat and talk to the fans like this. Appreciate it. All right, let's try this out.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Hi, James.
Hello.
Well, hello.
Hello. All right.
Welcome.
So these were not supposed to be disembodied voices. These were supposed to be faces with voices. But
They're just voices in your head.
So with us now is Andrew FM, who is developing the Downpour DLC with us, as well as he's the project lead for the legendary More Slugcats mod, which we have brought on board officially to be one of the stars of the Downpour DLC. We also have Buddy. Buddy, welcome. Buddy's got
me.
He's got a bunch of announcements to make. I'm acting like he didn't help me set this whole thing up. He's got a ton of announcements to make from our good friends at Akupara Games. And we've also got Joseph on the chat. Joseph, say hello.
Hello.
You know him, you love him. This is Riv Otter. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. So after announcing you guys, I'm going to ignore you and talk to Andrew. How does that sound?
It sounds good.
All
I'm
right.
down for this plan.
All right, sweet. All right, Andrew. So if you guys don't know, I think the chat mostly knows. More Slugcats is an epic community expansion for Rainworld that's been in development for years, featuring over 1,000 new rooms, 5 new playable characters, tons of new gameplay mechanics, new enemies, and 2 entire new game modes. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello.
So I think the chat knows you, but I have to hype you up. You know how that goes. So how long has More Slugcats been in development for?
Yeah, so yeah, thanks for having me, by the way, on the stream. It's really cool to get to participate in the anniversary stream.
Heck yeah, we're gonna get you on more often. These are gonna be regular.
Awesome. It's very cool. So yeah, More Slugcats, yeah, it's been in development for 4.5 years now. It's a very long time. Almost as long as Rainworld's been released.
I was gonna say that's appropriate for Rainworld.
Yeah.
That's just how we do things around here. So how did the project come about?
So back in the day, More Slugcats kind of started out when the Rainbow modding community was still kind of in its infancy. So back then it was basically just a tech demo. We were kind of treading the waters, trying to figure out what's possible, what's not possible to do with Rain World. And at that point, no one had made any character mods. So I decided to take on that challenge, see if I could figure it out. So I released a little playable version. People had fun with the characters. It was cool.
Yeah, it was sick. And what tools were you guys using at that point?
So back then, it was all like really low level kind of disassembling things and mostly playing with the dev tools. That was kind of all we had access to back then.
Gotcha. Was that even before the level editor was out?
That was before the level editor.
Ooh man, so you guys were just like retro engineering everything.
Exactly.
Sick.
But then, yeah, later once the level editor came out, that kind of opened a whole new frontier for like big complex projects.
Yeah.
So at that point, there were like new ideas churning, ambitions were running wild. So I kind of wanted to.
That's how we started. That's
yeah.
This sounds so familiar. When one
so I kind of wanted
ends...
to like, yeah, another one begins. Yeah, so I wanted to see how far Rainworld could be pushed. So I wanted to revisit the More Slugcats mod and be like, okay, what if we took these characters and used the level editor to now make new regions for all these characters? What if we made this into a full-fledged expansion? If instead of just me working on it, what if I got together a bunch of modders and we
all
got together?
So how many people are working at on MSC?
Yeah, so right now it's definitely not me anymore. It was a big team effort. We have about 35 people in total that contributed in some way to making this expansion happen. And
that's crazy. And how did you all get together?
So everyone on the project pretty much comes from the Rainworld community. So from the Rainworld Discord, there's a lot of really talented artists, modders, other content creators there. And it was important to me to bring on like other Rainworld fans because I wanted this to be like a passion project made by people who had the same appreciation for Rainworld and who kind of had the same vision of how cool this project would be.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that's really resonated with us, like checking out More Slugcats, is just how tightly woven it is into like us as developers, our kind of vision for the game. Like you guys really nailed the aesthetic. You really have like a tight grasp of the tone and kind of like what we were trying to go for. As a creator, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing something like that, where you just see that like resonate out and be like, yeah, you get it.
That's awesome.
So let's talk about the new characters. Who's who? Can we reveal some of the new game mechanics that are associated with them? What do you want to do?
Sure, yeah. So More Slugcats adds five new characters to the game, five new campaigns. So I'll just go through each of them kind of one at a time and give a little brief introduction to each character. So we got the Rivulet. So Rivulets kind of like an aquatic slugcat. They got gills. They're proficient in wet environments. And in their new campaign, for some reason, it rains and floods way more frequently. So Rivulets kind of adapted to be nimble, and they've adapted to breathe for long times underwater. So the majority of their movement is kind of amplified, and the mechanics kind of revolve around movement, speed, and time. Then we got the Gormand.
Oh yeah.
So, so the Gorman's kind of like a chubby Slowcat. He's cute. He's kind of a master of food and item management. So Gorman
we can relate. We can all relate.
Yeah. So Gorman can combine different objects together to create new items, or they can combine foods together to create more nourishing meals. So they're kind of a risk reward type of Slowcat. They lack in mobility, but they make up for it in utility. So they're kind of more strategic Slowcat, where you have to make the best use of your environment.
Love it.
Then we got the Artificer. So
Explodey
Artificer, yeah, Explodey Boy. They're definitely a very combat-focused Slowcat. So Artificer can create explosions at will, and those explosions can propel them through the air, or they can deflect projectiles. They can knock away nearby creatures. They could also like transform non-explosive objects into explosive variants. So it's very, very explosion based. And for some reason in their campaign, they're in some kind of feud with the Scavengers.
Ooh.
So
I mean,
there's a lot of
this often happens. This isn't this isn't a confusing situation.
Yeah, so dealing with Scavengers is going to be a recurring theme in their campaign.
Awesome.
And we get Spearmaster. Spearmaster's another one of the new Slowcats. They're kind of the most strange one biologically. So they can't eat normally because they don't have a mouth. However, they have this weird tail that can generate needles out of it. And Spearmaster's only method of nourishment is by stabbing creatures with those needles and then siphoning the nutrients out of them.
Gotcha. Your tail mouths. That makes sense.
Exactly, your tail mouse. So they're combat focused like Artificer, but unlike Artificer, they're more of an opportunistic attacker. So you need to be more you need to be more strategic and precise with your attacks. And
distance vampire.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
And you got one more, right?
Yeah, lastly, the last one's the Saint. So not too much I can say about Saint. They're kind of a green fluffy Slowcat. They got a long tongue. They can use their tongue to like attach to the terrain and swing around and grapple and make their way around the environment.
Saint Green Worm.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And but as far as their campaign, though,
does it tie into to the events of the original Rain World?
Yes, yeah. So all these new characters, their storylines do tie in or kind of weave together with the original game story. So some of these new storylines, they take place before the events of the original game, and some of them also take place in the future after events of the original game. So, and since all these campaigns take place at different points in time, past, present, future, you kind of get to see the progression of how the world changes and how long-term events unfold as you gradually play through them.
Sick. And yeah. Are there new enemies as well?
Yeah. There are new enemies. There's some enemies that are like variants of some of the existing creatures, and there's also like a handful of them that are completely new species that haven't been seen before. I don't want to go into too many details. I'm gonna leave some of that as a surprise.
There's an important question from the chat, and that is Moon still good?
Yeah, she's pretty nice. I like Moon.
No spoilers. No spoilers. So let's get into the numbers a bit, because that's really impressive. I mean, we liked touting our numbers originally, so you guys should as well. So how many new regions are there between the 5 characters?
Yeah, so there's a lot. So there's 10 new regions, but there's also a lot of expansions and kind of new sub-regions and stuff, even in some of the old 12 regions.
Sick.
So altogether, there's a little over 1,000 new rooms or over 3,000 new screens.
That's unbelievable.
So yeah, to put it another way, essentially like triples the size of the original game's world.
Because it was
So
small. It was too small. Do you know how many hours of content it is for a playthrough at this point?
So that would vary from person to person, but
No doubt.
I'd expect in general, I would expect it probably to give like a good 100 hours worth of new content.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Pump up those numbers, guys. So, all right, I've seen it, and it's gonna absolutely blow your mind. And I'm saying this as the person who helped do the original ending screen of Rain World, and this is some wild stuff. So, thanks, Andrew. It's awesome to have you
No
here.
problem.
I'm super happy
Yeah.
to reveal this official collaboration and to have you on board with us. In some future streams, we're going to be talking more in depth about the characters, and we're going to be talking more about some of the new game modes. But I think that's enough. Content for the moment.
Yeah, perfect.
So, you're going to stick around for a bit while we move on to Buddy and Riv?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks again, Andrew. All right, Buddy, you there?
Yes, I am here. Hello,
Woo!
everyone.
Buddy from Akupar Games. Give this man a warm welcome. He's been helping us out this whole week, setting this thing up. So
Yes, indeed. I am from Akupara Games.
yeah,
so I guess
take it on over. Take it on over.
I feel like that is like the coolest part of this announcement. Oh my god, all of these people in chat. Thank you so much, everybody. I feel so welcomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Akupara Games part of this is that Akupara Games, oh my god, that's us, are officially coming on to publish Downpour with Video Cult with Andrew, right? So I'm here representing that whole piece of the puzzle.
Represent. Well, you've got some announcements too beyond that, right? I mean,
I do have one very cool announcement that I want to show off to you guys because you might care a lot. Now, if you might remember, James was talking about Senshi, who are Senshi.com is the merch shop that we have a deal with for like Rain World merch, and we're doing a special deal with them for
plush.
Yeah. We have a special deal with them for the anniversary. So we're actually adding 2 new items to the collection. The first is a new t-shirt, and the second is a limited edition hoodie. And they're both, 5th anniversary themed. And there's also a special discount like code that we got. So if you put in RW5 in checkout, you get like $5 off.
So
you can go take a look at that. I'm gonna put a
like Wendy's. We're like Burger King.
yeah, right. I'm gonna go put a link in the chat so you guys can all follow.
That's awesome. But most importantly, even more importantly than the Slugcat hoodie is that Akupara Games, they helped us port Rain World to Switch. They've been basically like behind us the whole past few years while all the other stuff was going on. And they basically really pushed for this new agreement for us to like collaborate on making kind of a new era of Rain World with new content, new direction. And I'm really, really excited to have them. I'm really thankful for their help through all these past years. And I'm super, super excited to see what we can do together. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm really interested. The thing that I get to do for Akupara Games stuff, right, is I get to make videos about all this. So, obviously Andrew just laid out what the different slug cats in Downpour are, how they're going to function, and the videos that we're going to be releasing in the next couple of months, those are going to be made by me. So you guys are going to be hearing my voice a lot. I'm in the Rain World Discord. If you want to join the Akupara Discord, I will drop a link in the chat, and we'll go from there.
There's going to be content, my friends. Content.
Yeah, there will.
Content is coming. All right, so we've got one more guest for you all today. You know him, you love him. It's Riv Otter. Joseph, are you there?
Yeah.
So what have you been up to, my friends?
Well, I've been doing I've been doing the Rain World Art Month, and I moved right to Rain World Anniversary.
And then what are you moving to after that?
Well, that'll be something I'll need to figure out. I'm sure that I'll have to. Sure, I'll get something going on that people
No,
will
no,
really
but
love.
that was a setup. So what
Oh,
how are you
okay.
what is your
Oh.
official position now?
I am now officially the community manager of Brain World through Akapara Games.
This man is now the official community manager of Rainworld. Behold. Just bask in it. Just bask in the chat. No, because if anyone deserves it, it's this guy. He has been organizing community events for Rainworld, keeping the fandom cranking out amazing art and activities, and we could not be more stoked to have this guy with us for this new chapter in Rainworld. Big ups, Riv, no joke.
Thank you, everyone. It means a lot.
Is there anything
I couldn't have done it without the amazing community.
Absolutely. No, the Rainworld community is amazing. So, did you have any announcements or anything like that on your end of it? I didn't get a chance to chat with you a bit beforehand.
Nothing completely new. I think with the Downpour and then the new merch from Sanchi, that's about all I have.
All right, cool. Well, you're gonna have your work cut out for you, I think.
Hopefully Buddy isn't too. I've annoyed Buddy too much.
you have definitely not annoyed me too much. I mean, the good news is that while we're promoting the new stuff for so to back up a second, Akupara is taking over both for the new Downpour DLC and for Rainworld, the base game, right? And so something I saw in the chat, for instance, is there was a question about what's going to happen with the base game for Rainworld. We're actually working to bring all of that up to parity, right? We want right now, one of the weird things is that different platforms of Rainworld have different versions of the game, and we just want to get all of that squared away, right? So everything on console is coming to PC, everything on PC is coming to console. It's all going to be, the same amount of content, no matter what place you choose to play Rainworld on.
It's
and
about time.
all of that and all of that was a very long-winded roundabout setup to say that Riv was going to be the one writing those patch notes, right? And helping us, make those sorts of announcements a reality, right? So if there's anything, on your end in the community that you want to see or talk about, your point person for that is 100% going to be Riv.
You just dropped a bunch of bombs and then you're like, talk to Riv about it.
Right.
I guess that is a bomb, right? The parody, the parody badge.
Just in the middle of the field, and Buddy's just throwing little breadcrumbs to everyone.
So there's a lot of questions that I see in the chat. I wonder which ones of this we want to take on now. Do you have any?
Yeah, let's just start taking this one. Okay, so Downpour on console. Yes, the plan is for Downpour to release on consoles.
Yes, indeed, and you will see why this is interesting, even more interesting in the coming months. You will see this is not a small thing.
Will Downpour be free? We haven't talked about any price stuff. So
I'm gonna say no. It's not gonna be free.
TBD.
You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay money for it.
You are okay. Yeah, that's true. You are definitely going to have to pay money for it for sure. Release date for Downpour. We're still deep in development, so there's no release date yet. But once we're solid on the game's release, we're gonna let you know for sure.
Yeah, but it's not soon TM. It's like there's actually people working on it that like answer emails and stuff like that. So I think.
Yeah, I mean, one of my things with Akupara is we tend not to we don't want to lead people on when it comes to release dates. Once we settle on a release date internally, we make the announcement, right? Yeah. So you will learn as soon as we do, effectively.
Now, do we have much on the roadmap? Because obviously the first thing that's going to happen is parody. That's going to be happening relatively soon, or is that further out?
Well, so parody is releasing with Downpour. They are releasing at the same time.
Okay.
The reason for that, and maybe Andrew can speak to this a little bit. The reason for that is we need to make sure that the parody patch itself plays well with the Downpour DLC.
Yeah.
But I know that we're working on both of these simultaneously, and we're trying to make sure that it's all kind of progressing in parallel together.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
oh, I'll take this question. Still plans to continue the Signal project? Yeah, that is untouched. That is untouched. No worries. No worries. Everything is still going. It's just going better and with more people and more professionalism. I hope.
Will Safari mode be with Downpour? Yes, I actually have some plans for a Safari mode video that I think you guys are gonna go. You're gonna have a really fun time with.
Yeah, no doubt. No, we've got a bunch of content that's going to be coming out, a bunch of videos. We're just stoked. We're just stoked to be back doing Rainbow stuff officially and shooting it out there. So I think that's it. I think we have it. I think that's enough announcements for one stream, right? There's going to be more coming, so stay tuned. I'd like to invite you all to spread the word, to wishlist Downpour on stream, to grab one of those absolutely fire new t-shirt and hoodies from Sanchi. Use the code RW5 to get $5 off, which you can then invest in Bitcoin, I assume. I don't know. And yeah, I hope you guys are stoked with us for this whole new era of Rainworld. We love you all. We can't wait to see you for Rainworld Year 6 anniversary. And have a good day.
Have a great time, you guys. Goodbye.
Love you all. Mwah. 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 Smooches.